So David, a 1-0 defeat to Avro at home today. It feels like we seem to say the same thing a lot at the moment, but is it a game of two halves today? We were good in the first half, not so good in the
I
second.
don't think it was a game of two halves. I thought between the boxes, I thought we were good in both halves. I thought we moved the ball well. I thought we largely contained them to pot shots from outside the area. But in the moments that mattered, we weren't good enough. It's simply we had three massive chances that were missed. They had two. Russ made a really good save on one in the first half, which was our own doing. Three players going each other's way. But we weren't good enough in the second half. Give the ball away cheaply. Failed to track a runner. Failed to stop a cross. Got drawn in by a chop and left a man unmarked in the box. And that's the difference. They had that big moment and they took it. We had three and we missed them. Had we taken the chance in the first half, Eric's chance was huge. Then it's a different game. But that for me is the biggest thing. As well as we're playing up to the 18-yard box, if you don't score goals, if you don't take your chances, you'll lose games of football. And people will inevitably make a mistake. And we've seen several mistakes in the lead up to that goal. And when we get punished for them, when we don't punish opposition for theirs, that's the difference today.
You've hinted at it there a little bit as well. Are we victims of our own sort of decision making at times in terms of some of the goals we've conceded lately have become because we've overplayed at the back and not just got rid of it? I think the second one at Staley Bridge was a poor clearance today when we had dillied on the ball a little bit.
I don't think it was. I don't think the second goal at Staley Bridge was a because of a bad decision making. I think it was bad execution. If you're going to clear the ball, clear the ball. You know, the second one at Staley Bridge, we cleared it to the edge of the centre circle. That isn't a proper clearance. A clearance goes over their fullback and gives us a chance to get 30 yards up the pitch and reset. Today it was Obbs taking too many touches, far too deep on the pitch, took too many touches, and he got away with one in the first half, which was inside our 18-yard box. But yeah, poor decision making, and we just didn't recover from that. If you go from that, and there's a catalogue of errors. It was then not tracking runners, not failing to stop a cross, failing to deal properly with somebody edge of the box and leaving somebody unmarked. And Liam Ellis finished it well, and Russ had no chance, but completely avoidable.
Obviously Russ has come in today. Finn not well today, and obviously suspended on Saturday. Yeah. It's not a bad replacement to have.
Russ has been superb. 3 games he's played for us now, and I'd struggle to find anything he's done wrong within those 3 games. He's made some good saves. His distribution's been good. He's a voice in the dressing room. He talks well. So he's definitely in. He's still a Bury player. He's definitely in a weekend for against Clitheroe. Beyond that, we'll see. We'll see, because I know Russ is now keen to get games. And you know, I've said this many times, but you can't have anybody in the team who's an absolute shooting star week in, week out. Finn is often that because he's the only keeper at the club, which is his standard for this level. But if Russ becomes an option, then it's an option we must seriously look at.
I'm gonna pull you on that last statement a little bit, but you said you can't have a player who's guaranteed to start week in, week out. Probably the one standout, and it was the same against Staley Bridge today, was Bailey Marsden. He must be someone who automatically sits in your starting 11 every week. He is that good.
He's more likely than not to start every week. I mean, realistically, we've got 17 players available, or 18 players available today. So, probably within that, you would think there'd be certain players who probably are going to start. Matt Kardach, Bailey Marsden, Jack Marrow. You would put high on that list. Mason Fawns, when fit, you would put high on that list. But you need competition, and you need players to understand that if they drop off, there's somebody who can come in there and put pressure on, and that's potentially what Russ can give us when it comes to Finn. In terms of Bailey, he's got everything a midfielder needs. He covers every blade of grass, good size, wins headers, wins tackles, carries the ball well, passes well. Could add a couple more goals to his game, but I know Bailey's ambition is to go higher. I think Bailey's got everything he needs to go higher. His dedication, in fairness to him, something I would question in his first couple of seasons with us. The time he was off injured, he's sort of matured. Matured as a person and matured as a footballer. He's matured as a person means he looks after himself well. He's fit, he's strong, he's in the gym. He's really bulked out over the last year or so. And matured as a footballer, understanding when to run forward, when to drop off, when to pass, when to carry. I think that there is really a high ceiling for him. I think he's got the opportunity to push a long way through the game, and we've given him a platform. He's started to take that, and I'm sure it won't be long until clubs start to take notice of it.
Is it more impressive given today? And again, you can't help the weather conditions, you can't help the way the pitch is, but it was was a difficult pitch to play on today, as would be expected with all the rain. It's cut up through a lot of games on it, but he makes it look like he's playing on a perfect surface.
Yeah, he glides across the pitch and he's brave. He'll go and receive ball in tight areas. He trusts his touch, he trusts his passing. All things that are important. We talk a lot about bravery. I've talked in interviews about bravery, and he has got that bravery to go and get the ball and try and make something happen. And you need that from match winners. And today we didn't have it from enough of them. But I thought Bailey was very good again today.
And we move on. You couldn't ask for probably a more difficult fixture at the moment than to go to Clitheroe. They might not be sitting pretty in the league, but it's a place where we've generally struggled to go and get points. So how do you pick the players up for that ahead of Saturday?
It's really difficult. We're not going to see the players before Saturday. You know, the reality of the way the fixtures have fallen this year, we're not going to do a training session before then. I don't think a lot of what we did today was a million miles off. There isn't an obvious thing that you need to change. There are certainly personnel I would like to bring in. I think Luke Barlow's still a massive miss. I think not just because you're losing a very good centre half, but you're losing Mark Lees out of midfield, and that's also a loss, so it's disrupted the team in a number of different ways. So there's definitely people I would like to bring in, and you know, saw Teddy coming on loan today, and he'll go into the side on Saturday. We're working out to maybe bring another one in. But a lot of what we did was right, but we need big players to turn up in those big moments. You know, for all that we talk about Eric working hard and leading the line, and doesn't get many chances today. He had a gilt edge one and missed it. Mason put one over the bar from 6 yards, not what you'd expect from Mason. Ops had a good opportunity and took it too close to the keeper. They're three massive moments when you need players to take responsibility and make those moments count, and that's the difference. We need to, into Clitheroe, we need to do most of what we did today, most of what we did against Staley Bridge in terms of work rate and effort. Because I do think we worked hard today. I do think the effort was there. I do think a lot of what we did up to the 18-yard box was good, but we need to make those moments count. We need to capitalise and score when we're on top. We need to then take the momentum of that and score a second. And we can't rely on having to keep clean sheets every week and hope we nick something, because that doesn't work as a model. We've seen that. And frankly, it's very difficult to be good enough to defend and not make a mistake and keep clean sheets at this level. So we need to, when we're on top, score 1, 2, 3 goals, and that's what we've not done in this run of poor results. And that's the big difference. That's what we've got to take into Saturday.
And a final word today for the fans. A decent crowd given the weather, flooding down in Bottom Mosley as well as across Manchester pretty much, but a good turnout today, and hopefully most of them will turn up to Clitheroe on Saturday as well.
Yeah, really good turnout. I commented this morning on one of the group chats, probably one that you're in, I think, that actually getting to the ground might be more difficult than actually getting the pitch playable. I mean, the pitch, given the conditions, the weather in the last 48 hours, the pitch held up really well. Pitch was decent. The pitch wasn't a problem today. But I've seen the flooding. I've seen flooding all over Manchester, and credit to fans for finding a way there and giving up time away from the families. Although come New Year's Day, they might want a little bit of time away from the families. But yeah, it was good. It was 501, I think, on New Year's Day in terrible conditions. And I know as a coach going to Clitheroe, Clitheroe's always a good away day. They have a really good following. It's a generally pretty hospitable ground. They sort of look after the away fans well. So hopefully we get a good number across, and we put in a better performance than we often have done at Clitheroe, and turn things around in terms of the recent results.
I did say that was going to be a final question, but I guess one last question as well, or one last for your opinion on it. One really nice thing, there's lots of rivalries in football. It happens all the time, local rivalries, but obviously with Chloe not being able to make it to the game today, we've had Stalybridge Celtics physio drop in again for us today. Just a word on that. I guess a really nice guy who was willing to just drop everything to come and support another local club out.
Yeah, really good guy, and there are lots of good people at Stalybridge. It's a good club. Dave's done it a couple of times when they've not had games and Chloe's been unavailable, who's filled in. Andy's obviously got that good relationship with Dave and you know, several people at Stalybridge, and we're able to utilise that. And Dave's superb. You know, he's just talking to him in the bar, and he's got a little message ready to send to Chloe with a rundown of the players and what happened today and all that kind of good stuff. All that professionalism you'd expect from somebody like Dave Pover, who's been around the game forever. It's really, that is what non-league's about. You know, for everything else and all the rivalries and all the, I think, largely good-natured banter that was going on over the last week or so after the Stalybridge game. That's what non-league's about. It's good-natured, it's friendly, and actually it's people getting together afterwards, all in the same bar, all having a pint together and supporting each other where they can. And Dave's a credit to non-league football, credit to Stalybridge.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, Nathan.